Welcome, acolytes. We have a little situation here. Chibi reviews Doxxed. Now, Chibi reviews is... Well, I don't know Chibi reviews, to be honest. I didn't actually even want to look up it, but because, well, fuck it, I want to get surprised. Now, this actually got sent to me from one of my subscribers that watches me regularly, and I always forget his name. So, Agent of Social Media Chaos. Thank you for that. And if you have some nice videos for me that I might review or wanna review or just wanna show me, please post it by Twitter. Twitter is basically the only social media I use except for YouTube. So if you be that kind, just do it. As I say, fuck it. I'm not gonna be too kind today. But this is Chibi Reviews. Don't know him. Let's see what it's up. By the way, the creator that actually did it, it's Miover. Let's see what it has to say.
Is a problem, and it's not just a small problem. Take a look at just one example. Tens of thousands of people are celebrating the doxing of Chibi Reviews, and not just his personal location, but also his deceased brother's grave. And that's all over.
FYI, they looked actually a picture of my house and brother's grave. Ooh. So, now, to be fair, I don't know Chibi reviews, that's why I'm neutral on it. I don't know if anybody deserves to be doxed. I am of the opinion, no, nobody deserves that. Of course, my compassion depends on the person itself. Is it some asshole? Then I don't care. Is it an innocent or someone who actually genuinely tries to just spread positivity? Then I care. So let's just hold up for now, but right now I would say this is bad, especially why the fuck would you actually look up the freaking position of his brother's grave? That's sick. And I am talking as a lich, necromancer lich. So yes, you are a sick puppy for that. Fuck me.
Anime. But despite this being a large problem, the attacks can be seen from a smaller group of people. Anime has a per capita problem.
I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Correct. What did he do to make them mad? Who is he?
Update as I'm making this video, the Chibi review situation has turned even worse than we thought. A couple of Anons have hacked into his old accounts and started posting actual illegal CSAM material.
Oh. Give me a second, I have to actually look up who Chibi Review is, because this just... Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do a really big search, but for fuck's sake, I cannot find anything dramatic about this guy. Okay.
The M stands for material. But this went from arguing over anime, drawn cartoons animated from Japan, entertainment, media, into full-blown criminal activity. The story starts a couple days ago when Chibi Reviews, a popular anime influencer, I'm just going to call him that, YouTuber, Twitterer, Xer, whatever, posts a scene from the currently airing anime Dandadan. He states, "The animators didn't need to go so hard for this scene." Now, I haven't seen this scene, I haven't seen Dandadan yet, so I'm not going to play it. I'm still watching some stuff from the last season, like Monogatari, etc. But I'm going to assume the animators went pretty hard, because I've seen the opening and it looks pretty good, and also I trust them. It probably looks good. But the scene is depicting of a young woman.
Okay, I have to see the scene, of course, because right now, normally, if I react to somebody I don't know at all, I actually start to actually know, get some information about this. But this is right now, okay. Good, now I see in the scene the following. What do I say to this? I actually think that this represents the disgusting behavior of those that do it pretty correctly. And I will not defend it and say that it's somehow something that the animators had to do. Because, let's be honest, nobody needs to do anything. Chibi Reviews is open to speak his mind. I think that the scene is appropriate for the thing they wanted to show. I don't care about it. What I like to... I want to compare this to the scene of Goblin Slayer where the goblins do pretty horrific stuff to the women. And it's not because the animator or the animation team likes this stuff. It's so they can show how disgusting the bad guys are. This scene has my approval in the way of it shows what it has to show. It's still a disgusting scene though. Like I got fuck me, like I don't have to see it a second time and I don't wanna. But it shows perfectly why the bad guys are bad.
Getting I'm not sure exactly what's happening, to be honest, but
me over. I mean, I'm a slop reaction channel. If you make a video like this, maybe look this stuff up, because your videos doesn't seem to be a reaction, it seems to be a commentary. And if you want to actually keep those two things apart, we should follow the rules of those. A commentary is actually something that you inform yourself in the pre-thing. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Man, you can agree or disagree if you ever see this.
it seems to be in a very unfortunate scenario, probably something very explicit going on.
Yeah.
However, we have
it's
to
very
note
explicit.
That despite whatever depictions are happening on the screen, no humans were harmed in the making of this video.
Correct.
But unfortunately, Twitter had to disagree, and they decided that this was a they had to break the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, this is the problem with freaks on Twitter. They just get this stuff done like this, but hey, fuck me, I guess.
For this one, someone comments, "Tell me your address and I'll send you the nuke," and then OP responds with a clip of LeBron James. For those that are unaware of the NBA basketball, LeBron is the GOAT, aka the greatest. So this is such a great idea. You know, Russia, they might nuke the Middle
Oh, okay.
East.
Okay.
No. Putin, we got a new target. Priority, send it to Chibi's house. Okay? Like, when Oppenheimer, you know, they made the nuke, they used it to end the World War II, you know, dropped them in Japan. He would never in a million years would Oppenheimer think to himself that in a couple decades, the nuclear weapons were going to be used to stop the war on anime. Gooner.
You're correct about it. And by the way, I would even say, I personally, if you have Twitter freaks or anyone that actually, as soon as somebody says something in the direction of let's harm them, really, that's done. Get banned. Fuck you. I am all for freedom of speech, but I am not a purist. There are some things you cannot fucking say. And I really don't have that many, let's just say, breaks in it, because I can joke about pretty much everything, but there are some things, for me personally, when it's about bodily harm, or if you abuse somebody mentally, you're done. It's over.
Gooners. That's right. The anime gooners, they would learn their lesson. Of course, this is all just jokes, or so we would like to believe, but with all things on the internet, it started to escalate. Somehow the hate kept rolling up into a bigger snowball, and eventually Chibi posted that they leaked actual pictures of my house and brother's grave, so I don't feel safe right now. We live in, certainly, absolute clown world. But
I
that would
agree
be a
with you,
disservice
yes.
to the clowns because they know they're putting on an act.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They are just living. Those freaks are living their fantasies out, because remember, if you're this desperate to actually do this demented stuff on Twitter, you're fucked in the head. You're totally fucked in the head. And you probably just don't have anything to say on real life. It's sad.
These people, they're serious, or they have Dunning-Kruger or something. I don't know. Anyways, like, to go as far as to leak not just his address and his house, but his actual, like, deceased brother, like, that is some actual disrespect.
Exactly the same thing I said at the start. Exactly the same thing. I'm on you on this
Like,
point.
What does his brother have anything to do with any of this? Like, come on, guys. Remember, guys, this is an anime. No humans were harmed in the making of this video.
Correct.
Except, well, you know, maybe some Filipino getting paid like 1 cent an hour to draw a couple in-between frames. Well,
Okay, yeah.
that's another story. Chibi Reviews then responded with a video saying that he had filed a report and would be pursuing legal action, and if needed, let's just say he might be exercising his United States Second Amendment rights. Now, you'd think this might knock people back to their senses, or maybe this might fan the flames more, and of course, knowing these types of fans, it fanned the flames more. Near 20,000 people liked this post celebrating the doxing of Chibi. F your Roricon fans and dead brother Nick. First of all, what's with this video of some dude that, I don't know, this must be in their language that I don't understand, but this is their part of their communication.
This is the problem with freaks like that. If it was for me, this JoJo freak would be instantly banned. And I don't mean a Twitter ban, but if Twitter can, a instant hardware ban. Just so he has it way, way, way harder to actually make a new account. Because this is disgusting behavior. Come the freak on. And by the way, if you really want to say this stuff, fuck your only confidence and dead brother. N-word. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not that mad right now. But for fuck's sake, honestly, get a fucking life.
Next of all, what does his Lolicon fans have to do with anything? And next of all, what does his dead brother have to do with anything?
Yeah, that's... Yep.
And despite nothing making sense, 20,000 people agreed with this message. I literally could not understand how these responses could exist. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, 20,000 seems like a lot, but if you actually think about it, the Twitter has, a bit more people than 20k. It's not that much. But those are also just... I don't know if those are all just freaks, or just people who didn't inform themselves about the situation exactly, or just reacted to it. I mean, I'm also getting out my reactions out there, but for fuck's sake. I mean, at least I have the decency of informing myself about the person a bit.
I actually literally couldn't understand some of these responses. Like, take a look at this. How niggas be when you up poll? When you up poll? What does that even mean? Like, what language is this? Speak English. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, either this person's like from some third world country, or they just I don't even know. They have the IQ of like a... Okay, just... So I couldn't understand this language at all. But, you know, after looking at a couple more of these tweets, I began to see a shared language. You know, I was starting to put things together. Behind all the basketball and the rap music, I saw a very dark pattern. Chibi then posts proof that it was actually a smaller subgroup of anime fans, namely some of the Boruto community, that had doxed him.
No fucking way. Boruto community. Of course. Oh, but this is actually a really good thing. Here's the individual that did this with his old account, and you can easily find how the entry career was brutal. It also, this is a good thing. Show this guy's name. Maybe he wants it, maybe he thinks this is okay, but at some point you will break your neck with this. With this, he actually already broke his neck just a bit. Because if this guy lets his name like that, he already lost a bit of potential he could
Boruto is
have
part of
reached.
the shonen demographic, which is the younger male audience. But I noticed a larger overarching pattern. You see, it wasn't just Boruto, it was other shonen fans, right? And let's just call that the dark pattern. The shonen fans, quote unquote, or whatever you want to call it, because it's not just the shonen fans. Let's be real, it's actually the battle shonen. Because let's be real, these people they're not watching things like Horimiya. They're not rocking the Dress Up Darling, or Bochi the Rock, the K-On. Okay, those are seinen, but you get the point. These are people that are like Boruto, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach. Sometimes it's a little too old for some of them, so I guess some of them don't know about Bleach. My Hero, Demon Slayer, etc. Now, if I was studying sociology, I would ask myself, some people say, does fiction affect reality? But what if your reality affects your taste in fiction? Which, obviously it does.
Yeah, it does. And by the way, fiction also affects reality, as we can clearly see. Did you ever see furries?
I would say, maybe these people, clearly they have, a propensity towards aggression, right? So maybe these people are part of a demographic with higher, per capita basis. They are more prone to appearing on statistics that would indicate that they have higher levels of aggression. Let's just put it at that. On top of the higher levels of aggression, I believe that this...
I would agree with you to a certain degree, because if you're watching Dragon Ball Z, Boruto, Naruto, the fighting stuff, of course you're gonna be a bit more, let's just say, hyped for stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is.
This group of individuals also have a higher level of, I can't say that, but they have a lower level of intelligence. Now, I'm not saying that all battle shonen fans are, let's just say, mentally...
No, come on. Right now you're unfair. Because the intelligence itself doesn't do shit for this. It has nothing to do with it. I wouldn't insult their intelligence, except it's actually proven that they are stupid as fuck. But 20% of the world's population are actually morons. Really dumb, stupid people that just cannot, that barely can breathe. At the end of the day, and I'm just saying, I wouldn't insult their intelligence. I definitely would insult their actions, or determine their actions as some freaks that aren't socially adept at all. They need to go out, touch grass, look for a hobby, look for a job, look for something to do, build a social environment for themselves, somehow know people, and then maybe they will learn, because they are freaks. They are socially inadept freaks, and I am sure that I'm gonna get attacked by freaks I already got attacked by freaks like that. And you know how I dealt with them? I just, put them on ignore. And that's all.
Slow, but I realized that they lack some basic pattern recognition, Because even earlier, Chibi Reviews posted a manga panel from Dandadan saying, how do you think Twitter will react to this being animated? And of course, we know what happened when Dandadan was actually animated. But of course, during that moment...
I have to laugh to that. This is so absurd. Especially those faces here. Damn. How the fuck did this even
The
happen?
people that are now essentially glad that he got doxxed stated things like, the only reaction Twitter needs to be worried about for this scene is yours. Well, that turned out to be false. Of course, you could block him and move on with your day. You don't have to interact with everything you see online, but these people, they get offended. You see, they think this is essentially illegal CSAM material. Now, I don't think they're actually that stupid. They're pretty dumb, but they're not that stupid. I think what they truly
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Why the fuck? Like, honestly, Chibi, for fuck's sake, why would you post this like this? This is, like, I just realized that this is actually on Twitter. Mate, for fuck's sake, don't post it on social media like that. Are you stupid or something? What the now I understand why those people got so mad. If I seen this first, mate, honestly, at least censor it.
dumb, but they're not that stupid. I think what they truly think is they look at a picture of like an anime girl and they're like, nah, this shit weird as hell, dog. Like, this shit radiating Diddy particle. Like, they'll be like thinking like, nah, Chibi going to the Diddy party, bruh. Like, like now, if you ask me why they relating like Drake, Diddy, Epstein to fictional characters, I don't know, beats me. But I guarantee you that's what they're thinking. Now take a look at this tweet with over 40,000 likes. How do you think Twitter would react when your hard drive gets leaked? So they're basically implying that Chibi Reviews has some content, probably illegal, that would get him in trouble with, well, at that point, it wouldn't be with just Twitter. But these people, that's what they think about because they don't actually care about children or anything like that being harmed. They're just thinking about Twitter, I guess. But they might fire back at me being like, oh, I'm just memeing Chibi right here. But as you can see, the thing about these like making jokes and all this stuff, like the more like virality you get, like the problem about these types of people is they actually command a large following. Like they have a lot of influence, right? So when I talk about bad influence, like I saw this trend on TikTok, you know, galaxy gas, right? There's a certain types of people are using this galaxy gas.
Fuck is this?
A lot of people will also clown on them. They'll be like, ha, they stupid as hell. Like, bro, they losing brain cells. The thing is, the more you talk about it, the more attention you give it, the more views, the more that stuff is actually going to happen, right? You're basically going to will it into existence, which is exactly what happened here. So when Chibi gets the death penalty for 2,500 gigabytes of Chris Paul videos on his hard drive.
Oh my fucking god, again. If you're on a haterade like this, just get off the internet.
And then a couple hours later, this guy would then respond, he got doxxed. Bruh. LMFAO. The Lord answered my prayers. Like, he's actually celebrating that he got doxxed.
Yeah, that's...
It's like, just... Can you believe it? Like, actually vile behavior. Which leads us back to the present day, which I'm literally just refreshing Chibi's account right now, and apparently they've been trying to hack into his social security number, or trying to get his social security numbers and hack into his social media accounts and posting content that would get him in trouble. They're literally intentionally setting him up on purpose. On top of all this wild behavior, like, let's just say Chibi Reviews is the worst person in the world. Why would you involve his deceased brother in all of this, right? That is absolutely vile.
This is the most disgusting thing that they did. I mean, as I said, I don't think that posting a naked boy on Twitter is the way to go. Let's get this out of the way. Now, what's way more disgusting is just opening and freaking doxing the grave of his freaking deceased brother. I don't know what brain-cooked freaks actually did this, or what brain-cooked freaks actually liked this, but this is a step too far. If somebody's dead, just let them be fucking dead. It's not because of the person. The person that's dead is dead. That's all. But you know exactly that, unlike probably the freaks that did this, because they probably don't have social circles around them, this won't just distress Chibi. This will distress every single person that actually knew his brother and liked him. And right now, you're actually just grabbing everyone, every innocent person plus Chibi in one circle and doing this to every single innocent person you don't see. And you're disgusting for that. And I'm talking to the fucking freaks
Wild
that are
behavior.
there.
I think I saw some footage, I don't know, photos, videos. I didn't look too much into it, but it probably was real because Chibi said they doxed his brother's grave. That is actually vile behavior. I don't think it's befitting of a, you know, any like human being on the earth. Like, so let alone assimilating it into anime society, anime culture. Like, this is why we have gatekeeping, right? This is how we have gatekeeping in real life as well. Now, despite the very obvious
That's true.
offenders coming from within certain bubbles of the anime community, certain demographics, certain very vile behaviors coming from these people, disrespecting the deceased, despite all that, something that really disgusted me at the end of the day, something that very bothered me, was that some people seemingly wanted to justify this behavior, right? Like, so there's this huge thread
What the
about these people. This guy Kazu here. Now, it seemed like they took the moral high ground.
Okay, me on my DMs and quotes riddle with this over an anime post. You genuinely think this is a normal response for thousands to wish death on? Pardon me by annoying something out. Please, for once, push aside petty heart and have some humanity. Don't feel I'm mentally prepared to see Chibi tweet about this. Serious ever week. Okay, that's your thing. I don't care about you. If I saw you, I would stomp the brainstem.
They were the fence
Disgusting.
sitters, right? That's basically, they're playing both sides. He states, getting death threats is not in any way supposed to handwave anything you say or do, man. So he's saying that's an excuse. Sorry you're getting those replies, and obviously I don't encourage that. Do you really think that? But you have this irritating habit of intentionally pissing people off, then playing dumb when they get pissed off. Okay. Now here's a huge, like, I want to say like 30 tweets of cope from this guy. He's just huffing the copium. But basically, I want to point out this one thing, okay? I want to point out this one thing. So, I learned recently that a lot of liberals, these woke liberals, I'm not calling this Kazu guy one, although if you're a fence sitter, you're probably, leaning a certain way. These woke liberals, they actually don't know that in America, we have a real freedom of speech. We don't have...
And by the way, it swings to the other side, so
that
slowly
fake
but surely.
freedom of speech, where if you have a certain symbol on your shirt or whatever, you could get arrested, or I don't know what, but like, we have a real freedom of speech.
No, you
What I
don't.
mean is we even have...
You don't. That's bullshit. Even your freedom of speech is, to a certain degree, stopped. You don't have real freedom of speech.
have hate speech that's literally protected under the First Amendment. But apparently these woke liberals, they listen to politicians like Democrats, Tim Walz, who think that that's not allowed. So I don't know what. Now you're probably like, why am I bringing politics into this, and why am I bringing real life stuff into this? Because why am I? Because hear me out. So we're not even at that level yet. This is an anime that aired on national public television in Japan across major streaming services in America. Like, we're not, remember, and hate speech is literally allowed in America. And this is literally just an anime that appeared. You can literally talk anything you want about this, okay? I think a big problem that, I genuinely think a big problem is these people were born too late to experience Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 4, there was a gap for Grand Theft Auto 6. It hasn't come out yet. And I think that's actually a big problem because, hear me out. So a lot of them will be like, fictional characters. What do you find entertaining about like this XYZ, like this? What do you find entertaining about like this character? What do you find so funny about this scene? Like, here's the thing. Like, if you play Grand Theft Auto, you know what I mean. A lot of you guys experience this, I'm sure. You take the car and you literally just drive it around, like around the sidewalk everywhere. You be hitting people, running up a bounty, getting that streak going. You know what I mean? Like getting that 1 million bounty over.
I know what he
whatever it's
means.
called. Like when
I know what he means. And I think, yes, this isn't reality because at the end of the day,
it's like too red. When they start bringing in the helicopters, okay. The thing is, I'm not. They're gonna ask me that, like, what? I just want to do it, okay? I don't know, like, I'm not gonna. Does this make me a murderer in real life? Does this mean I'm gonna just run over 100 people on the street? No. If you were to ask me why, I don't know. I could theorize why. Maybe, perhaps, this is so far removed from reality that this is like, because fiction is essentially escapism. This is basically so far removed from reality that it satisfies escapism. So that maybe that'd be my theory. You know, that's like some. I'm not gonna try to explain the reasons why. The main reason though that it is allowed is because it's not illegal. That's the main reason why any of this stuff is main reason why fiction is allowed, because it's not illegal. And if you want to censor fiction, you clearly have a problem. But I know these people like Kazu, they're not actually like those shonen people, but the way they think is basically like that. You could replace this Yuru Camp profile picture. It's like an absolute disrespect, but you could replace this with like Dragon Ball, and I wouldn't be able to tell it different because the way he acts, like, I know he knows about anime. He knows the general, like, he knows what it is. He knows what it is. Like, I clicked on it. I see a picture of Kisaki, okay? Kisaki from Blue Archive. Okay. Now, the only reason they're doing this is because of identity politics, okay? It's like voting for a candidate, like a presidential candidate, just because they look like you. Like, I gotta give these people...
No, come on. No. Don't even do this. This is you. I hope it's clear to you that the thing that they are doing, both sides are exactly the same. If it comes to this, it doesn't matter if you're left or right. It doesn't matter which puppet you worship. You're worshipping one, and a lot of people. I bet you that there are both sides of the freaking aisle that came together just to mob Chibi for nothing, just so they can feel better about themselves. And it has nothing to do with politics.
People, the ultimate dilemma, okay? Like, what if there was someone, just imagine someone you hate, someone you think is very evil, like, I don't know, Adolf Hitler, and he got reincarnated into reality, into modern society. And you know, you had like a glass of water and like a glass of poison or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, this is water. The water is wet, and this is like this." And would you like? And it's clearly water. Like you could visibly see it's water. And then, but you being so blinded by your identity and your hatred, you just disbelieve him, even though it's clearly water. And you even have like the pH testers for yourself, but you just don't.
Yeah, this is. I think you're explaining it badly because, actually, by pure thingy-bop, Zufall, I actually watched from a guy nice storytelling about Odin from Ragnarok. And Minir, or the talking head, actually said something that would be perfect for this one. Mimir said, if Odin tells you that snow is white, he lies. He doesn't mean with that the snow being white, that the snow isn't white. No, he doesn't mean that. He means that Odin is a deceptive piece of shit, and if Odin tells you this information, has something in the backhead and plans something for you. And I think this is the same principle as what you're talking right now.
Don't believe him. Like, that's how crazy these people are. Like, I want to put these, like, another crazy dilemma is, like, a lot of these Western liberals, you know, they're, like, pro-LGBT. Did I already say this? I feel like I'm going in circles. But they would go into a country, they were pro-Hamas.
Nah, they wouldn't go in a country. They are way too freaking scared of other countries to go in a different country. If you see those protests, they won't go to freaking Saudi Arabia and protest there. Why? Because they get slung down the roof. They know they have the freedom here, so they are absolutely fucking toxic like nothing else.
In Palestine, and they're pro CCP in China. But the thing is, when they go into those countries, they're not coming out because they're getting sent to.
Correct. Yes, I agree with you.
Sent
Yeah.
to like Ba Sing Se or something because
Yep.
you know those countries are anti-pride and all that stuff.
Yep. True.
Like
you're correct.
The only reason they agree with those countries actually is because they share the same identity.
Yep.
Which is the hatred towards the West and the United States.
Yep.
That's the main reason that those liberals like those places.
Yeah, and by the way, if you know Asian countries like a bit, their culture, work culture, schooling culture, bully culture, damn, that's bad. Damn. Like really, just inform yourselves about jokes in Japan. Disgustingly freaking brutal there, and those bullies actually came away with it, basically scot-free. So yeah, I just went on a tangent right now. I don't even remember the point of it.
Hope that these fence sitters will have is they'll say stuff like, "Oh, these people, they're these cis, these phobes, they're starting things first." Blah blah. No, that's a load of bull. Okay, look. Let's say, so I watched this anime, Senpai wa Otoko no Ko. It's clearly like some LGBTQ trash, and I say that because it literally is. Okay, it's probably not that bad, but the thing is, I dropped it 3 episodes in because it was so boring. Like, there's like some gay dude, some like cross-dresser, some, I don't know, I dropped it. But the point is, I didn't like go and attack it, and even if I did, like, even if like a bunch of let's say a bunch of like actual racist people went in and attacked the show, or like some transphobes or whatever, some gay phobes, freaking gay, homophobes. First of all, they're not. No one's actually homophobic. These phobes. It's actually BS. They're no.
No. There are homophobic people, mate. There are some, but it's a very, very small part of in the entire country. A minuscule amount. The thing you're talking about, yes, there are just people who attack you with those slurs that are, and let's be honest, this slur is meaningless right now. If I get called Nazi, homophobe, enemy of the freaking ABC mafia, those words just lost the entire meaning they ever had. They are just so worthless right now. And it's the same thing, by the way, that's happening to woke right now. Because people are using it all the time. And it just loses its freaking meaning after a while. Don't overuse it.
No one's actually afraid. You really think they're afraid of a... Okay, I'm not going to say that. But no one's actually... Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Okay, but the point is, like, even if they were to attack that show, it would never even reach like virality like it does here. So in this case with Chibi reviews, where he's clearly getting wrecked by getting doxxed and all this stuff, where people are like actually trying to justify it after the fact, fanning the fire even more, that wouldn't happen, right? It only happens this certain way, like where you're getting like tens and thousands of likes for pretty much justifying behavior that is vile. This type of stuff was not happening back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean just recently, a couple of years ago. Because what happened was the quarantine, because of the pandemic, you had a lot of these people with lower intelligence. And I mean that literally, because these are children.
Oh my fucking god, the guy. The name. I mean, why are you taking those people that actually call themselves like that serious? This is obviously a freak.
School-age children with their brains not fully developed yet, and these people, they would have hated themselves before. They like shonen fans. These shonen fans, they've been like, nah, bruh, that's weird. Even Dragon Ball. But eventually the goalpost shifted, and the shonens were cool. So the other anime, those are the Diddy anime, though. Those are the Epstein particles. But like, Naruto, One Piece, yeah, those are cool, right? So you have a flood of people coming in from this certain background, and instead of a trickle effect, right? Normally you have a trickle effect where a smaller amount of people essentially get assimilated into a larger population, and they'll know about the culture, they'll learn about it, and they'll adapt into it. But no, when you have a huge flood coming in, you're gonna start to change like a culture, right? And that's exactly what happened. Some of these people, especially being like school age,
Yeah.
they're more, I guess, hip with the youth, more urban. They essentially adopt. This essentially becomes the Gen Z culture, right? And they have more influence among their peers, and they can create their own like
This looks
echo
nice.
chambers, and essentially they can very much change a culture. But as we've seen, they didn't really assimilate.
Yes, of course, the culture will change in time. That's as soon as you get more of the younger generation, like the older generation dies, the younger generation just takes some things over, insert themselves a bit. Culture just changes all the time. The only thing that I have is the fact that the culture just changes in such a negative way where individual's life is just irrelevant. Bullshit.
Into anime,
honestly, fuck.
a lot of them. Not saying some of these new anime fans are very good, but what I'm saying is a lot of them are not assimilating very well. And I don't
you're
think
correct
it's just
about
anime.
that.
They're not gonna assimilate well into just human society. Any first world country or anything like that. I just do not trust them in society to have a position in like a job. I would not have them in my Yeah, I just want to talk about this little story, just because it's near the end of the video and you made it this far.
By the way, this also happens to me, so I'm not laughing. Like I'm laughing with him, without him laughing. Not because of him. I'm not laughing him out.
So it's kind of crazy. Before all this Reddit and Twitter and TikTok and even like 4chan, My Anime List, whatever. Think about places where you talk about anime. Now, I want to say like 10 years ago or something like that, one of the biggest places to talk about anime was actually bodybuilding.com forums. Yes.
Really? Damn you! I didn't know that. I'm relatively fresh to the anime thing, so because when I was younger, the only thing I watched was maybe Naruto, Dragon Ball, of course. I mean, who didn't? One Piece, yeah, maybe. But this was, I don't remember the full name. Slayers. I think it meant Slayers. That's so fucking funny.
There was an
Loved
actual anime forum there, and it was one of the best anime communities in the entire internet. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm pretty sure I learned about things like Kiss Anime from there. Like, you guys probably know what Kiss Anime is, of course.
No, I don't, but I have to look it up.
Learned all about like Nya and the cat website. I learned so many things just from that.
You're actually deeper in it than me, so damn.
Forum.
Okay.
And these were people like straight up bodybuilders. Like, I'm telling you, like, they probably won competitions. Like, a lot of them competed and stuff like that. Probably not, honestly, but a lot of them did. Like, there's actually pictures, like, there's like statistics and stuff. Like, I would be able to show you, but the thing is, it actually closed down. The forum closed down recently, so that is actually kind of what brought this to my mind just now. So, you'd have these people literally yoked out of their trees. Their backs were freaking like serrated and stuff like that, and they'd be talking about things like Non Biori, which is 2013, one of my favorite anime of all time.
I just imagine somebody goes in like a freaking tank of a man that could fit 3 normal guys in him by pure muscle mass, and then he talks about shit like this. It's nice.
And
awesome.
This was literally a better anime culture than what we have now. Yes, literally a bodybuilding forum with an anime forum had a better anime community than what we have now. Like, what else was around then? I don't remember what was prisons.
If you're in a smaller community, you can gatekeep way more effective than you can right now. And if somebody is acting out like a fucking asshole, you can actually call them out, or this specific asshole, and then just say, get the fuck out. And suddenly they are alone and they learned their lesson. Not because they actually thought about it, no, because they got punished for their actual behavior. And the bigger the community becomes, the more freaks like that actually can bind together and just sit in their own community.
School then? I don't know. But people would be recommending stuff like prison school and talking about how good it is. Or like Shokugeki no Soma. They'd be talking about things like Hibike Euphonium. Like, it was actually like it wasn't just casuals. You think like bodybuilding form, like you think all they talk about is like Goku and like
Nah. You always have to remember, there are still human beings in there. Yes, the initial thing you talk about if you're in a freaking bodybuilder form is bodybuilding. But then the more casual stuff, of course, pops up. And if you see, oh, actually this person, this, and this person likes to talk about this shit, then it's okay. It's normal. It's normal human behavior, by the way. This just happens. You don't even know how often. I personally, I am a fucking edgelord as fuck. And my dogs are barely bigger than my fucking foot. And I am a normal guy, like maybe the shoulder a bit broader than a normal human being, but let's just say it like this. Everybody always thought that I'm gonna get just a freaking big dog, I don't know, like a bare minimum, a golden retriever, something like that. Or one of the way bigger things. Wait, I don't remember how the big grey Yorkshire Terrier were that are almost as big as a freaking cow. Or a baby cow. Or something like that. No, I am of them. Like, I like to protect things, not being protected by them. And that's all.
Bleach. Bleach, no one was talking about it then, actually. But you think all they talk about is like Attack on Titan. No. They were talking about like Grisai no Kaijitsu. Like it was actually crazy. But nowadays you'll have people calling you, accusing you of crimes and like doxing you and all that stuff that's just for watching
freaks.
Anime. The worst that could happen back in the day was someone would be like, let's say you watch something like Angel Beats, and then in the last episode you're like, bro, I cried. They'd be like, dude, you're gay. Okay. Like that'd literally be the worst that could happen.
I mean, more often than not, yes.
Wait. That's not even what they would say. There was actually a word for it. Like, let me think. It's actually it's like you're a gooner, like not a gooner. Oh god, it basically is like you're gay. It was like there was another word for it. It was like you're on that like XYZ times. I'm not gonna say it. Like you're on that times. You're on those times, bro. Like if you were. That's basically what they would say. But the thing is, you just leave it at that and you just move on with your day, and like no one would try to dox you or anything. No one would say you're doing anything illegal. No one would accuse you of being Epstein or whatever. They would just, move on, go on with their lifts, talk about like I'm not even like people would have their profile picture would be like themselves like shirtless. And then like their profile their head they would Photoshop an anime like person on top of it. Anime is mainstream, widespread everywhere across all social media, and knowledge of it is easily accessible. But despite that, a bodybuilding forum had a better anime community over 10 years ago. Like, crazy how that is, right? Like, actually,
yeah, this is what it is.
Crazy. Anyways, like, comment.
Okay, love that video, by the way. I can really imagine, by the way, just sub and like this, but it's me over. Oh, now I understand the pun. I actually didn't understand the pun until now. Damn. Acolytes, for fuck's sake, I'm getting old. No. I think if I ever could have the chance of talking to this guy, we would have an interesting talk points, just interesting conversation. Because I don't agree with everything he says, but on most part, I think on the lower level, like on the parts that are important, we actually would agree 100%. But damn, I mean, good video still. I think it was quite entertaining. That is it, this Acolyte. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night.